everyone, this is Amy. Today let's talk about Frauds. Lie to Me is an American drama that was released in 2009, specializing in psychology. Its unique aspect is that it pioneered the genre of micro-expression-based criminal investigation. By observing body language and micro-expressions, polygraphers can determine whether a person is lying and also gather other valuable information. I must say that this is a very useful field of study. Although micro-expression analysis has its value, it has an inherent flaw. That is, if a highly skilled fraud undergoes professional training and extensive practice, they can possess exceptional acting abilities. At this point, it becomes challenging for not only ordinary individuals, but even professional polygraphers to distinguish the truth from falsehood. But don't worry, as I've always said, in this world, there's a balance of yin and yang. Just as there are frauds, there must be techniques for identifying frauds. And that is the face reading technique that has been passing down for thousands of years. Appearance reflects one's mind. Neither the faces of people with a kind heart, nor those who have been lying for such a long time can be covered up by makeup or acting. So, how does face reading specifically expose frauds? Let me explain in detail. No matter if you are a well-experienced businessman or a new investor who has just set foot in the business world, if you want to be successful, apart from your own ingenuity and hard work, the integrity of your partners is also critical. I'm sure for everyone, the name Elizabeth Holmes is definitely not unfamiliar. She founded a blood test company, Theranos, at age 19, and in her 30s, her company's market value was tens of billions of dollars, and her own net worth was more than $5 billion. She claimed that a drop of blood can detect the whole body's disease and even capture the Dean of Stanford, many politicians and business tycoons, as well as 3 US presidents of the trust and support for her, and almost brought the whole world's medical system into the ditch. But today, we're not going to talk about how she scammed her way to success here. Let's analyze her face together, and I will teach you how to stay away from such a fraud in your business partner to avoid losing your money and reputation. First of all, let's look at her broad forehead, which shows that she is very smart and has a very good family and caring parents. A smart brain is the first prerequisite to become a successful fraud. If her integrity of business is in the right place, she can really benefit people and becoming a female version of Steve Jobs. But please look at her eyes. Although she has big watery eyes, this is not naive nor innocent. As we always say, one's inner thoughts show up in the white of the eyes. Her whites are not simply sanpaku, which means beside the two sides, more white is visible above or below the iris. We can actually see her whites from all 4 sides around the iris, which indicates serious mental problems. In fact, her eyes can be normal. This is the size of her normal eyes. Do you suddenly feel a lot more comfortable? In face reading concepts, uncontrollable exposure of whites all around the iris, like hers, is caused by long-term lying and trying to make others believe in their words. It's also the external manifestation of a distorted mental state. Meanwhile, from this photo, we can see that she has a special kind of red blood veins through her eyes. What do you think it means? According to traditional Oriental medicine theory, the white of the eyes is associated with the lungs. And when there is an excessive amount of heart fire, it naturally indicates an unsettled state of the lungs. No matter how confident and composed she shows up in front of others, her eyes truly reveal the long-term physical exhaustion, mental restlessness, and irritability. Her overall luck will also be in a declining phase. From an Oriental medicine perspective, such eyes indicate the presence of paranoia, compulsions, and other mental disorders, and often accompanied by the use of related psychiatric medications. Apart from her eyes, we can also listen to her voice.
Well, I appreciate that. It's a really big deal to me because it's an opportunity basically in the office from the time I wake up and then working until I go to sleep every day.
She has a mature, charming, and confident voice of a successful woman that makes many people ignore her age and believe in her words as if they were hypnotized. And this is what I said at the beginning of the video. The macro expressions and other techniques can be used perfectly by a professional fraud. However, in face reading, it is different. It is believed that favorable voices can be categorized as strong, gentle, broad, resonant, and harmonious, while unfavorable voices are described as weak, broken, stagnant, low, and scattered. However, each type of voice is matched with a person's physique and long-term living environment. For example, someone who practices martial arts extensively may naturally have a voice as strong as a lion's roar. When we close our eyes and listen to her voice, it sounds like the voice of an earth element person. But when we open our eyes, we can see that her physique belongs to the wood element. This is one aspect of inconsistency. Furthermore, when she speaks, her upper lip is thin while her lower lip is thick and drooping, often unable to close her mouth properly. With such a thin upper lip, it indicates that this person is skilled in words and often cunning. So, if you want to understand whether someone's words are truthful, observe their lips. Of course, many people would argue that they are extraordinary individuals with open and innovative ideas, and in the end, they can create miracles. It must be said that the Silicon Valley has a very famous saying, "Fake it until you make it." But how do you know if this person will ultimately be able to achieve it? Face reading can tell you. We can say that her career path is very good, indicating that she is intelligent and it greatly contributes to her career. However, a person with smooth fortune should not have scars or moles, especially in important places. Unfortunately, she has one. In addition, her eyebrows press down on her eyes, her eye distance is too close, and her red blood vessels are prominently visible. Furthermore, she has a plump on the bridge of the nose. The bone can be easily seen on the tip of the nose or gentle, and she has sunken eyes. Regardless of her past brilliance, she is destined to experience bankruptcy, serious financial crisis, and other misfortunes. If you're an investor and have all this knowledge in your mind, I'm sure you'll be less likely to be deceived. In this video, we can see her blurry right hand. Although the image is not very clear, my father often trained my sister and I to capture the information we need at any time. So just from this hand, I will briefly analyze her fortune. She is indeed a very intelligent and talented girl. Her career fortune is clear and thriving before the age of 28, but afterward, unfortunately, it becomes completely blank. There is also major upheaval after the age of 50. If she can overcome this crisis, her fortune will be smooth and even have a rebound after the age of 50. If her facial features don't undergo significant changes, she can enjoy a peaceful later years. If you want to have business partners who are trustworthy and committed, the most important prerequisite is to connect with people of integrity in your social circle. After analyzing the top female fraud in the Silicon Valley, now let's talk about the male fraud in the automotive industry. He is Trevor Milton, the founder of Nikola Corporation, a company that claims to produce zero-emission electric trucks, often referred to as the Tesla of truck industry. This person is a master of scamming. By solely relying on creating impressive PowerPoints about his truck, he managed to successfully raise funds and build a company with a market value of $20 billion. At its peak, the company's stock price even surpassed Ford Motor Company. Alright, let's get back on track. In the late Qing dynasty, the prominent statesman and master of face reading, Zheng Guofan once said, To distinguish the good from the evil, observe the eyes and the nose. To discern truth from the falsehood, observe the lips. To judge success and fame, look at one's spirit. Apart from indicating the good from the evil, the nose also plays another important role. Let's take a look at Trevor Milton's nose. Do you remember what I mentioned earlier about 准头? That's right, 准头, also known as the tip of the nose, is considered a person's ultimate wealth indicator, especially for men. If 准头 is not full and round, it is unlikely for people to accumulate great wealth. Take a closer look at the size of his nose. Have you noticed that his left side is slightly higher than the right? Now, let's take a look at the nose of the first female frog. Do you see any similarities? With such a nose, it is unlikely that they can sustain significant wealth in middle age. In the field of I Ching, we have a saying that goes, "Weak body cannot carry great wealth." A nose that is thin and lacking flesh, with a pointed tip, indicates difficulty in handling substantial wealth. So, if you are investing someone like this and hope to create wealth together, be cautious with the money. Now, let's take a look at his eyes. They are different in sizes, but when combined with lips like this, it's evident that this person lacks integrity and sincerity. Now, let's dive into the secretive realm of face reading and explore the lesser-known aspect, the hanging needle lines or front lines. In life, we can see many different kinds of hanging needle lines, such as this one, and this one. But his hanging needle line forms a straight and long downward line crossing the midline, and there is a fishhook shape protruding into his left eyebrow. If you encounter someone in life with such deep and long lines, remember to advise them to engage in more charity, as there may be a chance for resolution, since it's a sign of potential legal disputes and conflicts. At the same time, in this photo, we can clearly see the changes in his complexion. The entire career palette is reddish, and combined with the reddish purple in the 准头 area, it also indicates the presence of accidents and legal conflicts. If you have learned face reading, would you still invest in someone who is likely to face legal risks like this? Let's take a look at his palm as well. Although it's difficult to see clearly in the video as his hand is shaking, we can still observe his hand shape and fingers. From this, it can be inferred that he is indeed a capable individual. The index finger represents a person's leadership ability, and if the index finger is delicate and of moderate length, it indicates a strong leadership potential. But his flaw lies here. Please look closer. His index finger joint clearly tilts toward the middle finger. While this may not be a significant issue in normal social interactions, it becomes a major problem in the field of business partnerships. Because leadership also represents the relationship with business partners. If this relationship is skewed and irregular, how can we engage in a business partnership with such a person? In fact, the information that can be gleaned from face reading extends far beyond these examples. In the business world, those who can stand at the forefront of the industry are definitely people with exceptionally high intelligence. And if a businessman can master the skills of face reading, it truly becomes an added advantage. Therefore, I hope my channel can provide you with a helping hand on your path to success in the business world.